Hey, how's everyone's doing? Quick review on a Paramount Raptor style F150 grill. Just want to say what I like, what I dislike about it, quality, what issues you might run into. Purchased, everybody say you got to make sure that if you're going to convert it to the Ford style with the Ford lettering, you got to make sure you buy the Paramount lettering, F and R, in order to get the color match perfect. It wasn't true in my case. I did purchase the Paramount grill and supposedly the Paramount lettering. They are a shade off, not very noticeable, but there is a difference. Like I said, you gotta really look close to notice the difference. My wife, I showed her the grill after I put the lettering on and asked if she noticed anything. She's like, what's the problem? I says, you see anything? She said no. Once I pointed out to her, she says, yeah, but it's not really noticeable. So that's the issue. That's the first one I had, not quite color matching. It's more not that's a color, it's a shade of the lettering. Also depends on the light, how the light hits the grill. It's noticeable, not noticeable. Like right now, it looks perfect. So there's that. Second, letter F, had to relocate the mounting holes a little bit on the actual back of the grill. Had to I used the soldering iron and elongated the mounting holes about 1/8 of an inch in order to perfectly fit. Electrical wiring, see, I tapped into the parking light. As far as the color of amber LEDs, yes, they are amber, they're not yellow like some people were saying. So I'm pretty happy there. I'll show you how I tapped into the wiring here real quick. What I end up doing is, a lot of people say they don't want to cut the factory wiring harness. I did not want to cut it either, but if I was going to do it, I was going to try to make it as factory as possible. So I tapped into the, see if you can see that parking light right here. I believe it's T10. Here's my wiring harness that I built. As you can see, let's see, try to focus on it right there. I cut the wiring harness and cut it right in half. I used I'll show you here in a minute what I exactly used. Waterproof automotive connectors, tied them in. I actually soldered them. In order to do that, I actually had to pull the light a little bit out in order to get full access to that wire. So once I cut it in half, I was able to lay it on this, it was reaching here. I had a wooden board and I soldered everything. So that worked out pretty good. What I'm not happy about is that we had rain a week ago, and about 3 days after the rain, I noticed a very small droplet of water inside of this LED. Now, they appeared to be waterproof and all that kind of stuff, but somehow water did get in there. My plan of action, I was going to reach my hand, I can actually reach my hand through here, and try to put clear RTV on the back of it, because that's the only area I can think that the water was able to get into it. Show you as far as installation was pretty straightforward. The instruction manual that they came with it, wasn't quite complete, but decent enough. One thing they did forget to mention is there's a bolt or screw that goes right in the back of the Ford emblem. Once you get everything off and the louver is not coming off, you gotta remember to remove that screw. This is what I used to wire in. This is a built-in connector, and pretty much just slide it right in. I cut that harness in half. I had that from my previous project. That way I got the male-female connector, and one end I tapped into the, like I said, I cut the factory harness and solder those wires all together, shrink tube and all that kind of stuff. And the other one I adapted it to the amber LEDs that are on the grill. So now I got essentially just plug and play setup. Real nice in case you gotta remove it, which, like I said, I don't want to remove that grill again to get the embers out and seal them up. So like I said, I'm just going to do the silicone from the back. Something for you guys to think about it. Factory or replacement nuts that comes to attach the louvers to the grill. This is the aftermarket one that they supplied. I did not use them. I used the factory ones because they got built-in washers, so it seems to me like the mounting would be way better. This is the original type of cheap-ass 1-penny screw. This is aftermarket. Use the aftermarket. They're actually a little bit bigger. I mean, barely noticeable, but they are. So that's trying to think anything else. It is very good fit. It's I didn't notice no gaps or anything when I installed the grill and dropped right in. I only had to adjust the grill a little bit where it was a little bit lower. I mean, we're talking about maybe maybe 1/16 of an inch lower on that end. So I pushed it up a little bit and secured the bolt that's on that side. That's the first bolt I secured behind that cover. Then I secured the second bolt right there. And after I did that, the 4 bolts that hooks up the grill under that cover, the grill was a little bit out on this end, so I pushed it in, secured that bolt and tightened everything else, and all the gaps were perfect. So here we'll put the tack in my harness back in, and something like that, and close the hood. So I don't know if you can see the difference. It seems like right now the letter R is the one that's sticking out. Everything else is perfect match. From this angle right now, it's hard to tell. So like I said, there they are. Their lights amber, so no issues there. So anyway, any questions, put it in the comment. I'll try to answer it. Overall, like I said, aftermarket parts, probably the last aftermarket part I put on this truck. I had some plans for a few things, but now it's just kind of getting discouraged where, you're paying good money for the stuff and you're pretty much getting subpar product, even though it does make your vehicle look good. Alright, hopefully they'll help somebody. Thanks.